Hello, Lot here. Just wanting you all to know that this episode has been previously recorded and posted. So I hope you enjoy it or re-enjoy it.
Welcome to Close the Door and Come Here, a Game of Thrones and a Song of Ice and Fire podcast with heavy leanings towards our two favorite characters, Jaime and Brienne. Hi, I'm Lot, Lady of Tarth, -posts on Tumblr, joined with Chicky.
Hey, I am Chicky and I'm at the Chikrin on Twitter.
Are you sure?
I'm not 100%, I'm like 90%.
And we also have joining us Drea.
Hi, I'm Drea. You can find me at Twitter at AndreaLee17.
And we also have Tina.
Hi, I'm Tina. You can find me at Cutie Pillar on Tumblr.
Awesome. And heads up, we may potentially have another guest. We'll see if special guest arrives throughout the course of this podcast. So, look out for that. So, we're continuing our favorite chapter episodes. And this one, I believe, is Chicky's. It's Davos IV from A Dance with Dragons. And I also should point out that these are non-JB chapters that are our favorites. Spoilers for all things, A Song of Ice and Fire and potentially the Game of Thrones television series. And also big trigger warnings for this episode, too, for a potential rape discussion. So we begin this chapter with Davos. He's sitting in his cell with the words of Wyman Manderly echoing through his heads, and that is, "Take this creature of the wolves to the wolf's den and cut off his head and hands. I shall not eat another bite until I see this smuggler's head upon a spike." So his potential executioner, Garth, has given him the nickname Dead Man. And there's just like an overall sense of foreboding, but you kind of get these like hints that, you know, his situation isn't so bad. You know, the cell is rather comfortable, luxurious compared to, you know, what he's been expecting. You know, there's a fireplace. There's even a hole to, you know, take a dump in. So that's nice.
Luxury!
Well, he eats well, too. You know, he's given warm bread and root vegetables, mutton and crab meat. Damn. It's like better than the Red Lobster.
It's almost like there are hints that Wyman Manderly doesn't actually plan to kill him.
Right. Yeah. He's also given paper and quill and a book when he asks for it, and he keeps conversation with some of the castle inhabitants. One of them is a 14-year-old boy named Ferry, whose mother is getting it on with two different guards. I just like that little side story. And then the other guy is Sir Bartimus. He's a one-legged corpse-like drunken knight. He's basically the castle historian and enjoys recounting the Wolf's Den's histories.
Okay, I feel like George really gets into like creating a lot of atmosphere with jails. Have you ever noticed this? I mean, like, he really gets into like his jailers and his jails. Like, he takes it very seriously. Like, think of like Mord and the Eyrie.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what's that about? Has George secretly been in jail and we don't know it?
Maybe he has a jail fetish or something.
Right. Sure.
I kind of, you know, I'm not, like, normally, I'm not really into these kind of passages when I'm, like, reading these books. I'm usually like, okay, whatever, let's get to people I know. Skip. But because we're actually taking time to slow it down and really examine these chapters, I really kind of loved this stuff, like the history lesson that Bartimus gave. Like, I was digging it. You know, we learned that the Wolf's Den was once belonged to lesser sons of House Stark, cousins and uncles, and then it became an offshoot house ruled by Grey Starks, who held it for 500 years. They rebelled, and it was against the Starks, along with those from... They rebelled against the Starks along with some others from the Dreadfort. And then after them were these northern houses held the Wolf's Den, including House Locke. I know I'm the only one who cares about that.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind listening to this Bartimus dude, you know, if I was stuck in a situation like Davos is.
the way he tells the history, it really makes the reveal at the end of the chapter a little less surprising. Like, I had to go back and read the history because there's so much history between the Manderlys and the Starks that it would just be so dishonorable for the Manderlys to actually do what they're pretending to do with him that it makes the whole ruse just that much more dramatic, that they really went deep into the fake out.
So let's see. Just to continue on with some of the history, there was a period of time when King Edric Stark had grown too feeble to defend his realm, and these slavers had taken it over, breaking their captives there before shipping them east. And then Edric's great-grandson Brandon Stark took care of them, stripping them naked, and then he let the prisoners do whatever they wanted to the slavers. So, they're... One descriptive thing that I appreciated was the entrails. Being thrown up into the heart tree. And thus the decorating of the heart tree was born. Can't help but think of, like, I don't know. It's like
Christmas?
Christmas, yeah. Thank you.
Yuck.
Good old blood sacrifice on Christmas.
So,
yeah, it's too bad we lost that history.
So Davos writes letters to his wife and sons, wishing he could be more elegant with his words, and he thinks, "I did not do so ill. I rose up from flea bottom to be a king's hand, and I learned to read and write." I love that bit because, like, I think of Davos, and he is, like, I don't know, would you agree, one of the most genuinely lovable characters in this world?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
He's so simple.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, his letter writing is interrupted by a Robert Glover, who informs him Stannis has taken back Deepwood, Mount Caelan has fallen, and Roose Bolton has returned with Ned Stark's daughter. He demands homage and hostages, witnesses for Ramsay and Arya Stark's wedding at Winterfell. Robert tells Davos, though there are real Robert takes Davos down where the real dungeon cells are, and through secret passages that leads to another room where Wyman Manderly waits. How about this, like, scene of, like, the door opening, and it's, like, talks about a nice cozy room where, Wyman Manderly's chilling out. There's art and rugs and warm fire.
It's like a hideout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Manderly offers Davos a drink of wine. At first, Davos refuses, but takes a sniff and then partakes. Lord Manderly tells Davos he is dead. And Davos is like, "Well, how did I die, if I may ask?" And he says, "By axe." And he explains, like, they found criminals whose head matched his close enough. They tarred it and then stuck an onion in his mouth and hung it over the gates. Or I guess spiked it over the gates. Manderly asks forgiveness for his mummer's farce he and his family put on, but he dared not defy King's Landing with his son Wylus held captive by Tywin. And he says that the show in the court was for the phrase, and it helped prove his loyalty. Davos tells Manderly he took a great risk. He's like, "Nah, not really. If the phrase had looked close enough at the head, and to catch the deception, he would have just blamed his guards and produced Davos." Davos, like, kind of takes a minute. He's like, "Oh, shivers." It's like, okay. So Manderly asks if Davos has sons, and I guess Guile was right, because I think the question of Davos's loyalty to his wife came up in a previous episode. Yeah, he has 3, but he fathered 7.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's a bit of a philanderer.
Well, no, that's because so many died.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So maybe he's not.
They all died on the Blackwater.
Yeah.
I totally misread that.
Oh, no, I mean, people do think, I mean, he definitely has cheated on his wife, but no. It's the kids that died were with his wife.
Quit playing games with my heart. I'm a roller coaster.
Sorry. I mean, it's a Song of Ice and Fire. Nobody's gonna be, like, perfect.
Brienne.
Hey, her story has a long ways to go.
How dare. And it will never go further, so Brienne's perfect. Ergo.
Excellent point.
So Manderly is watched day and night by the Freys. He can't even trust his maester, who was born a Lannister. And I just took a very short passage here. This is Wyman. They infest my city like roaches, and at night I feel them crawling all over me. The fat man's fingers coiled into a fist, and all his chins trembled. My son Wendell came to the twins a guest. He ate Lord Walder's bread and salt, and hung his sword upon the wall to feast with friends. And they murdered him. Murdered, I say. And may the Freys choke upon their fables. I drink with Jared, jape with Simon, and promise Rhaegar the hand of my own beloved granddaughter. But never think that means I have forgotten. The North remembers, Lord Davos. The North remembers, and the mummer's farce is almost done. My son is home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, pretty good.
I mean, it's like you kind of have to go, like, how did you feel the first time you read that?
Oh, like fist pump. Seriously. Super
Right?
excited.
Oh, I was like, yes, Davos is not dying.
So Davos...
I mean, dance... Go ahead, sorry.
No, go.
I mean, dance is kind of a drag of a book, and you get these little bright lights here and there, and this is really one of them that, you know, I'm really excited to see where Davos goes, and if we ever see it, we probably won't. But and then just see that the Manderlys, who I always kind of liked, you read that last chapter and you think, oh shit. But then, you know, you read through the first part of this chapter, and then it delivers at the end to just be, you guys fooled me. Like, it's just an amazing progression of a story that I wasn't expecting. Everything else is kind of, you know, predictable in a way, but like this was, I started reading the books after I started watching the show, so I was spoiled for a lot of it, but this was way back in the beginning, so this was really one of the only surprises that I had. I knew, you know, Jon was getting stabbed, so that got spoiled, but this was a fun surprise.
I think you summarized that perfectly about just like it being a drag, and you have so little few kernels of hope to hold out for, and you get them, and you're just fist bumping.
Yeah.
Well, and at this point, you know how badly things are going at Winterfell, and everything just feels terrible, and Jon's in a mess, and you know, Sansa's however far away, and Arya's even further away, and you're just like, oh, this is horrible, horrible. And there are no good endings, and then you get this moment of just like, yes, something's gonna happen.
So Davos, true man that he is, promises that Stannis would give him justice, and he reminds Manderly that, you know, his own king is dead. And Manderly says, yeah, but he had brothers. And a mute boy is brought forth by Glover. They have been teaching him his letters, and he's an iron-born boy named Wex. Manderly tells Davos it was not the Ironborn who put those at Winterfell to sword, but the bastard Ramsay Snow. And we get a window into the cruelties the bastard is capable of, including hunting naked women down in the woods. Glover calls Ramsay a beast in human skin. And I just got a small little passage. The Lord of the White Harbor leaned forward. The Freys are no better. They speak of wargs and skin changers and assert that if it was Robb Stark who slew my Wendell. The arrogance of it. They do not expect the North to believe their lies, not truly, but they think we must pretend to believe or die. Roose Bolton lies about his part in the Red Wedding, and his bastard lies about fall of Winterfell. And yet, so long as they held wireless, I had no choice but to eat all this excrement and praise the taste. He's a poet. Wyman is a poet.
Definitely.
Well, it's I kind of love the references to, you know, eating and stuff with Wyman too, especially since, you know, we're gonna get Frey pies.
Yeah, the next time we see Wyman, he is completely out of fucks, and it's just so fun to watch him just being an ass at that dinner. It's great.
And I love, too, the references to Willis here, because, what's funny is, not only is Wyman going to eat the phrase, but you know how Willis eats Bargo Hoat?
Yeah.
He's at Harrenhal. Just a family full of cannibals.
Yum.
Well, it's funny when we think of how this chapter ends, too.
Yeah.
So Manderly tells Davos he has horses, strong walls, and a vault full of silver. He also has bannermen. And Stannis can have all of this if Davos can meet his price, and that is Rickon Stark. And the mute boy Wex we learn that the mute boy Wex hid in the heart tree where he spied a woman and a boy with a dire wolf. Wex followed them. Wyman needs someone who can ride the waters to where they traveled. Robert Glover tells Wex to show him where. The boy flips his knife in the air and at a large map on the wall. Davos does not like where it lands. Cannibal Island. How cool is Wex, though, man? That kid's like pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Being a mute.
Excellent knife throwing.
I mean, you use what you got.
Yep.
I like how in this chapter he mentions the horses that he gives to the phrase as gifts. That's like foreshadowing.
Oh yeah, that whole bit about giving the custom to give your guests a gift.
Yeah.
I felt like there was more to that, but I couldn't quite decipher.
Just subtle hints of foreshadowing.
Any parting shots for this chapter?
I love the way they described the gigantic Winterfell as they were making their way from Davos's cell to where Wyman was sitting. Just this gigantic weirwood. Did I say Winterfell? I'm sorry, weirwood. That's just growing all over the wolf's den with the branches going through doors and windows. Like, it just, again, brings back like how stark this place is. It's such a part of the Manderly's history in this place that, of course, they're not going to betray them, because otherwise a giant weirwood would not be there, growing into their life that way. I feel like it's just they're being literally watched, and, they know where their loyalties lie.
Well, it's a well-fed tree, too, right, with all the entrails and whatnot.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Good Christmas tree.
I always wondered if there's the Manderlys are so for the Starks. Are they just gonna say they're for Stannis and then betray him too, or are they just gonna he's gonna be their king, because there's always a king, and their lords are just the Starks? I was never really sure about that.
I think it won't be a problem, because George is just going to sidestep it by killing Stannis before there's an issue. But, I don't know.
I'm under the assumption what you said is what's going to happen if it happens, is that Stannis will be king the way Robert was king, but the Starks are, if not king in the north, then definitely liege lords, that's what they want back.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of doubt we're going to see Jon king in the north like we did in the show, in the books. I mean, it's fun to say anything we'll see in the stupid books, since we'll never see the books, but I don't know. I kind of doubt that was what he intended.
Well, even if it was, and if we ever do get the books, he's just going to do the opposite now of what the show's done.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So it's going to take another 100 years, but, All right. I think that's going to bring us to the end. Chicky, do we have any mail?
I hope not. I don't know.
I was setting you up for no, we don't. Yeah, we didn't get any.
Sure we don't. I for sure know that we don't have any mail.
What? That's just so sad. How?
But
anyway.
On the off chance that we did, we'll address it next week.
It's been one of those kind of episodes, guys.
I kind of, full disclosure, I read the wrong chapter for this episode, so, yeah. I mean, I've read this chapter before.
Many times, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, not prepared.
Anyway, I'm going to go under the presumption we don't have any mail, and that's a fail on you guys out there. So if you'd like to send us mail, you can at closethedoorand@gmail.com or closethedoorandcomehere.tumblr.com. You can also reach us at Door Podcast. Please consider subscribing to this fine podcast on Patreon.
This fine and well organized podcast.
Oh, God. Like, subscribe, review, maybe not review this one. Scratch that. Oh, okay, anyway. I appreciate Tina and Drea. Thank you so much for podcasting with Chicky and I tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh, anyway. All right, I'm closing the door. Get out!